Samupe, Sampabietia, Chimafidi non kotu, era one radio. Samupe, Jumpabietia, Chimafidi non kotu, era one radio. Oh, and Yumpamchima, Asampamchima.
Good evening in Era One Radio. I think we're having some musical background. Okay. All right, I think we're having some musical background. All right, I think it's all right now. Good evening, Era One Radio listeners. Those of you listening to us on Facebook, YouTube, Modern Ghana Radio, and Garden Radio. I must apologize for the little glitch. We're supposed to start right on time at 6:30, but the doctor is in the house. The only thing is that this man is so scarce. He had to rush from another meeting to get to us. So Dr. Bediako, we appreciate your being here tonight. It's a blessing. I know you are very scarce, very busy, but then you were able to make it. All right, so tonight we are broadcasting live, as I said, from Facebook and YouTube on the Health is Wealth Protected show. For those of you who have been listening to us, of course, you don't need any more introduction. When we say health is wealth, what we're saying is that if you have health, then you are a wealthy person. You have wealth because life is about everything. And so tonight, I'm your host, Dr. Charles Boison, on behalf of the Era One Radio team, CEO Dr. Ostus, and the Health is Wealth team comprising of Dr. Opoku, Sister Vera, and her husband, Dr. Menu, where I'm sitting in for them, all of them tonight. All right, tonight we are looking at a very interesting topic. We've been wanting this for a long time, and finally it is here. We are looking at sleeping body alignment, neck pain, and remedy. All right, so to help us really digest and break this topic up, apart is the one and only Dr. Ben Opoku Bediako. He's no stranger to this show. He's hosted the show before. He has also guested the show before. When I say guested, which means he's been a guest and a host all in two. He's a physiotherapist. If he was taking an airline, I would call him a frequent flyer because he's always here. So, I mean, he has a lot of mass on this program. And so tonight we are looking at the body alignment show. There are some medical, issues that we can take care of. You don't have to take it to the doctor. For instance, if you watch your sugar intake, you watch your fatty foods, you don't have to worry about obesity or all that stuff. And so when we talk about sleeping, the way we sleep, the posture in which we sleep can also reduce the pain that we go through. I'm not an expert on this, but thank God we have an expert here. So Dr. Bediako is going to teach us the strategy to overcome all this neck pain. You wake up in the morning, me chio, me kon nefi, u blame pillow, say pillow ne papa, and I say, Dr. Pokojima say me say, no, the bay pillow 6 ne dida. Say then ya na alignment in your correct. In tema, then unya pain, imbre, doctor, ebeka chain. But before that, no, do you wake up in the morning with a neck pain? Okoda wo body alignment net say and any idea be kan yimre nti era one mo amutie Facebook ni YouTube and me dane me tekra makakra na maka say Dr. Bediako ofia ha, the doctor is in the house. Moda muntumi ndenya obi wo so na pa no corner fie da hye ne fie be ye so me na be wewu no one man da ye na wo di share because na a simple solution bi na o pillow no one line ne ye ntina wo da na wo kon achia nti doctor ne be ka achia of course na me kan or a physiotherapist and onye ho ahi nim da nti mema doc akwa aba so won chia bi odem na busuafo so obi di ne birthday na so ono aso odi ne birthday say 3 times a year send dey mu ba akwa o me ye hu no nka nche ne say nkrato bi na odem na say nchia bi so doc. You are welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Boison. It's been nice meeting you. Like you said, I'm not new to the show. Birthday in India, I think last week in Amidia.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here. it's been a long overdue. I think that this program, no, unfortunately, yes, in the Ghanaian parlance or the tree parlance, yes, food also we in.
Yeah, by miss, yeah.
So I bring greetings to everyone, our constant listeners, and those who watch us live from Facebook on all the platforms that everyone do broadcast. We thank you so much for taking time to listen to us. More time, is not something that we take for granted. So thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Me share na wuti hu ni gyina so nice. I which say o birthday no na fi na wadi 21. Yeah, must say ya pa hu nti nyi no kwa na yoko nti you are lucky. Anyway, the doctor is in the house, and in case you want to call in and put up any question or statement or rebuttal, whatever it is, the number to call in is 240-280-2633. And our person text is 510-931-0946. Dr. Austus at student into a question be as well. Doc, yensa kan with the minimum next week you're available in yensa kan and yensa kan. All right, so when we talk about sleeping alignment, what actually does that mean?
Mostly, when we talk about sleeping alignment, what we are trying to talk about in positions that people do adopt or assume.
Oh, okay. So voice no what form kakra, I don't know say yeah,
positions that people do sleeping.
okay.
It's a voice in your cases.
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So for some people, people have sleeping positions.
Okay.
It be a da or mechi. It be a sideline. And it be so da way then able to.
Okay.
All our sleeping positions depend on people's comfort level. Into Ubia or different comfort levels, and I say that places they sleep at, it makes them very comfortable. Into that those are some of the things that we, and with all those sleeping positions, there are so many ramifications at EBA in terms of spine. Anyway, say there's no, and mostly I would say there's no particular one good position.
Okay.
Based on some of the things that we will talk about as we go along. Into when we talk about the sleeping alignment, that we basically mean how your spine and your body aligns when you sleep on in the night, I should say.
Oh, okay. Yeah, to Doc, I want to find out the modus operandi for today. But what I said, we'll go with your lecture and presentation at the end. You'll be some question and I say, how do you want to do it? I know, so you have a format.
I just want us to go with the question and answer format.
So your question and answers, no? Okay. All right. So we're talking about when you go to work, they have this chair they give us, ergonometrics or ergonomics or whatever the chair is, which you can lift in various positions, and so you sit where and align where do baby. So you who's a bra near ma chair no. Yeah, abasro necessarily will be doing how take a break a cry and lock is so for a watcher. Smart to make just what answer for too long and it wasn't a nipa a shape be so chumuka cry which is very important. All right. So sitting posture very important when we go to work. How does that, I think so you hinted a little bit about that. How does that work with our sleeping posture? If you can really go back and because we are getting into the meaty aspect. You mentioned the spine, but I want you to take us through the alignment of the body, how we should lie down. I mean, all kind sideways and back, but if you go this time, more chance, more good details. That's how to sleep.
Okay. Like you mentioned, one say, sometimes they were high-low tables.
Okay.
High-low tables and the adjustable tables that now currently most companies are using just to help almost staff, especially those who do a lot of the sedentary work. Now they use that to help them not to assume a particular position for a very long time. I mean, making this disclaimer, say most time in the past, we used to say, when people maybe go for posture, we're always talking about the posture and a man crop.
Okay.
But current research and data who said it is not really just the posture per se. But the problem is that when you assume a particular position for too long than what you can tolerate or than what your muscles can tolerate, that is when the problem is. Okay. I mean, you should this example, and mostly, and on this platform, I think that when I one of my background is pain neuroscience. That's one of my. So I think so we've done the pain part and most of them have listened. But the person may reiterate this.
Okay, go ahead.
Imagine said doc, me know who anyway say ABA, yeah, the money that Elon Musk one year needs a scanning.
You go so bumpy.
Yeah, sure say Elon Musk cost shop na me fan say or spend it maybe $5,000. What the man fan say on the minimum.
Okay.
$5,000. I don't think say maybe he will blink. Ain't no. Baby, I may know was maybe you cost spending all of a sudden $5,000 at the Goa. I'm here as a member.
Yeah, car fee.
A cab if you be outside wife you or how better. So the problem is not with the spending. The spending becomes a problem when your funds or your revenue generation do not match your expenditure. But I say,
yeah, by all means, yeah,
you're spending $5,000.
Yes,
Elon Musk spending 5,000, maybe spending 5,000. But for him, spending 5,000 is not a problem.
on feel cry and can share people.
But maybe spending the same $5,000 a problem. So the problem is not about the spending. Yeah, because will be a spendthrift when they spend more than what they earn.
Okay.
So it means that the same thing, no. Yeah, but back to the various like usage, you know. Anytime your activity exceeds your tolerance, that becomes a problem. And no enema those like economic checks. Into sometimes on this platform, I think Dr. Opoku my can't ask him. He said sometimes even chair I tell people sometimes I tell people, oh, my chair cost always and for as a result of like I said they've arrived.
Okay.
I status symbol. Oh, this economic chair costs $5,000. No, the issue is not about the cost of the chair. The issue is about how appropriate that chair is for you as a person. Into the main fan say a chair na me ton. Say me size and me height anyway say no. It does not correspond to that. It can cost even $10,000, $100,000. It will not be good for me.
That's true.
Into the same way, like we talk about the city, back to sleeping. Anytime be a particular position, I will be assume, exceeds your tolerance for that position, it becomes a problem.
That's true.
Into ubet two people back than a cheat.
Okay.
Only problem. But another person or than a cheat, now on your extension of the spine now. Untimi sustain that position for a very long time. To answer around upon an you cannot have a good like I say cookie cutter approach to some of these things. And you're one size fit all.
Yes, so yeah. It depends.
Yes, people are very definitely. I said to say robot. What I said what they cheap. No. And that's what they say what they no.
Okay.
There are variations, just like in anatomical, even for normal human anatomy. Right now, we realize that even for the same people, we have different variations for even anatomical parts. At first, we thought that the same, but right now we realize that we take individuals, there are little variations. It makes people unique. Into the same way, and likewise, say you can't those alignment that is sleeping positions now. Normally, we kind of like look at the person in question,
okay,
and look at certain activity specifics or more. That way, it makes kind of like prescribing the kind of exercises and I say the kind of sleeping position very definite, and not having a cookie cutter approach whereby ubiana nechi and as ubiana. There are certain situations where we make recommendations. For instance, if I have a pregnant woman, it will be difficult for you to tell the pregnant woman, they say, so, but the pregnant woman or her, I would prefer a pregnant woman or better than a chi and also better than a sideways. So better than a crampa, or better with the pillow, no elevating the legs because most of them have what we call the pedal edema.
Okay.
Whereby, or more, there's so much circulation. I say, or manasana tatas, and a peak. Into some more that in the normal diaphragmatic breathing positions, mostly one say a crano is pushing on the diaphragm to the omono, sometimes omo lung capacity not to breathe in it is already limited.
Limited, yeah.
From that in that position on the back now with their legs elevated now, it even allows for proper ventilation and proper breathing in terms of even the diaphragm position. It helps with that. And for somebody like that, I recommend that metimaka say or no and answer or bit than the sideways or any day on the sideways. Not on switching in between because say be on that one side for a very long time. Obey say will be all best or none and say
Yeah, okay. As I non-bisan.
Yes. Because like I mentioned on this platform, nerves need three things: mobility, space, and blood supply. Anytime any of these three things is compromised,
Locking.
then there's a problem. And also, as will be better or better until it is na Dr. Opoku Jamaican is needy. Was tacky pillows, no, as a four. Say you could not pillow na yenye bisuna
Veranda boys.
and na baranda when yamia adom. And or dear bedroom baby and let's say pillow no qua I out Mrs. Abese.
$2, $2.
$2. No, Abano stacking is and it's just what the person have right. But the point then is say Nipane corner one said we have the intervertebral spaces
Okay.
in there. The same way you are having the nerves and coming out of that place. Into the same infants will be the neck and already say your spine a S shape when you look at it from the side.
Okay.
But when you look at it from the back, it is straight. Into so be for instance, say be a penny sometimes clinically one of the things that you're checking is what we call wall occiput distance. Maybe in your normal language, I mean, first, the dynamic to say, not be the mensa here. That's a mensa a wall. Tell me, pass a wall near. Say, me, now wall no. Now me the heel, a can wall now. Now me say you me bat, a can wall now. Now me shoulder blade, a can wall now. I should be able to retract my neck to the point whereby me tikono and in a because I occiput should be able to touch. You'll be able to touch the wall. Say, wo ujina hona say we heal. I can't wall, or bat can't wall. Now we'll shoulder blade and I can't the wall. No, now say wouldn't mean my way tick on a can't wall now. Meaning say you have what we call a forward head posture.
Hey, where the way some try.
It's a simple test that you can do. And for most geriatric population or mobile, currently my patients be or no, we're holding the neck over some time. And I say, or until we say, and because of that, and unfortunately, or Sankunya said, will be the carbon bonnet.
Oh,
And in the neck and at that position, already, I'm making a bad situation worse. And to Obama America say, I will be honest with you, say, your current problem you have is not because of the accident.
Okay, it was pre-existed.
It was pre-existing. So what here neck on actually as me mammy said is now here. One said we have what we call neck extension.
Neck extension.
We was in the skin fold in there one. So many tissue I would say that skin as I said.
Hey. Oh, okay.
Cause this is what happened. When you assume this position for a very long time, that will find what done. What happened is that your muscles definitely every day, day in and day out, and they are growing based on the position you keep it. But
Yes, yeah.
As you go on into from sometimes a catch and from a nura basin, then you've grown. Tissues are growing based on the position I will keep on. Into say and neck, they keep my head in like this. I expect to say in a year's time, that is how the tissues have grown into.
And what the layman will call Adam's apple affecting.
Adam's apple not affecting.
Okay.
Firstly, this position of the neck, and one said you were about 7 cervical vertebrae.
Okay.
The first one, what we call the atlanto-occipital joint, and the first joint. And then my idea friend said neck rotation.
Rotation. And it is idea. What?
So that first vertebrae, it is purely for rotation. Now, there was some 4 muscles, very short muscles, what we call the suboccipital muscles. 4 on this side, 4 on that side. Most times say, those muscles are already short. it tightens up, and for most people, that muscles, when it tightens up for a long time, it refers pain to the head, something we call cervicogenic headaches. Into emankofo bebre no omunya headaches just because of when that have that tension in there. Remember, say your muscles say what your shoulder has a friend and say upper traps, and most people will know any that. So our traps and upper traps, three fibers. The muscle and din a trapezius. Now so trapezius and were three fibers. It was the upper part and the mostly who was a member the was a kama and the show off. Yeah, what the middle part go into your shoulder blade, between the shoulder blades. And you would the lower part back all the way into the middle of your spine.
Spine, okay.
Now, for most people, we because of our position, we use the upper part for so long, and then we underutilize the middle and then the lower part. Maka on this platform say for a man put there, the depending on how heavy they are up front, it puts so much strain on the middle part because the weight up front is pulling their spine.
Okay.
And say for my people, especially for Caucasians, where's the most or middle part, always not as
Aqua.
then they have a rounded shoulder. And for that, they tend to have shoulder problems. Because by rounding this, you change the normal anatomy and as a movement pattern of the shoulder. Because the shoulder should be able to come out this way. Because a mama is so apostra. The shoulder blade didn't need to slide like this.
Okay.
Sliding, So here my arm here, a slide this and it allows my arm not
To rotate, yeah, pull off. Okay.
And the actual shoulder movement is not coming from here. It comes from the shoulder blade and from the back first. That's where the movement initiates and start with my baby. Abetos. In fact, said so I round the upper. That rotary nice movement and say I burn that bench here. I want to say not limiting that movement.
Doc, as soon as I okay there, I question assembly aba, my member sapreko. Alignment now what kind of fans say shoulders into sabi or bar or what a new for pino. What severe effects one.
Yes, definitely. Most of them have that middle part, especially the mid part, or mostly, or normally I call it the bra line. Maybe more bra, no, we say yeah, more that line was mostly they tend to have tenderness and pain around that area. And now the make this shoulder anyway say because most time we forget to say pure neck mobility involves some level of your mid back and your shoulders. Into some two dynamic we say once your neck goes and then you see your trunk
kind of follows, yeah.
And if you have a dear friend say hypomobility, just say a honor to me a move yeah.
Flexibly, yeah.
Flexibility is lower. It also limits your neck movement.
Wow. Matthias, yeah, me follow up.
Into a limited movement of the neck. It's for most people, and unfortunately, your activities be bright and unlimited your movement. Into for instance, car and the car first and car we are once said shift taking
yeah.
Half crotchy now one said this now one said what done one say and I walk away. Into one said by doing this, what do I have? I have a full
180. Yeah, so which 180 no?
Full 180. Benne backup camera ba. And once why I say robots.
What did you share reverse? I don't know because screen is an issue.
People barely even move their what? Their neck. Into the hypermobility now I say less movement, over time, na air cost. Into a sign kokoda. Na the neck already for 8 hours, 10 hours or the year Juma no dog. Ne corner na you see. And I was called that pillow so and I reinforce so I can put this in a position for a very long time. Remember, yeti sebi emoju.
And also the emoju power.
Then said the head is going this position. Gravity is working on it and pulling it
down.
Remember, your body and the muscles always want to go into what we call a balance, symmetry.
Okay.
See, all these muscles now, what I mean is that the more you come this way, the more stress you have on the middle and then the lower back or the lower trunk muscles to try to pull you forward. I'd say it's a simple lever system.
Okay.
Once a per lever system, the more I go here, the more the weight now have a day.
Yeah, affected. Yeah.
This have to do more work
To balance it out.
To try to pull it out. And with pillow now, keep your head in this position with the weight. Remember, what they say, Obida also now or that. One say, what do you feel? But say that draw nine day. I say,
yeah, big weight to be on you.
Mothers will tell you, say Accra or nine, and it's Accra or so Chinas or that. You see the difference.
Difference, woman.
Una okra papa crass or foul banners or that. And one of yeah, crazy and way. Being said at the point where you sleep, you have your body go into more relaxed position. The muscles are more into those that are not working. You feel the full weight of it. Into your head, and now what keep on say with because of pillows, I keep on now. Now all this one, these muscles are acting so much so that your head does not fall off. If you want to see how important this is, and cry, those times Ghana near because we use you, but now need what we call colic reflex. That neck, neck into me, say, yes, it's because say colic reflex and as a neck muscles are not strong because of the birth asphyxia they lose that and then they cannot maintain that stability. And their neck muscles are not strong enough to hold it. And they say, name how heavy our head and it is. Just look at those kids. Those muscles cannot hold it. Into the head and your heavy waist and not the corner.
I drop on, yeah.
So the same way, so what that now said those those muscles now already was spending 8 hours looking at computer and you keeping the say for those hours. Already the tissues are overstressed. Now what's that with stack of pillows? No what's to just sustain position for a very long time. Sebi se won kwa na ye ko e na ye adwuma na de bia wo de won kwa na ye adwuma nka wo da kro betie maka se abrembre
mabre which is a body no can say more treating no
point. So most time the pain, like I mentioned some time ago, and they say pain is 100% produced by the brain in response to a threat.
Okay.
So anytime the body experience any part of the body experience a threat, pain is produced in response to that threat, because the threat from the tissue goes into the spinal cord through the dorsal horn. It go back into the brain. Maybe 9 areas in the brain some time ago. That interpret that threat, then you get a response. So the tissue themselves do not produce pain; they produce the threat response. Something we call nociception.
And then you see the paradox.
Then it goes into the brain. Then the brain interpret that that threat, into no send a kind. We so corner to say, hey, Dr. Boison, and the brain is oh, okay, then the pain cops. The mechanism.
Yes, step in, yeah.
Near the number. And the aba sebio, kuna okumu no wajai. Because say, oh yeah, what do you do?
You react, yeah. Yeah.
And the nanity when this one now you forced to change position.
Wow. This is knowledge. This is knowledge, yeah.
The dog, mostly that is where the problem is. Sustain positions, not just for the neck alone, for every body part. When you sustain a particular position for a very long time, say you know so dog kaya you know Ghana no one year na a teacher for no way you catch say duabro. A duabro and say and but we say over time no a one na problem na sha say ba.
No.
And as a teacher ni catch say ma so once o sha say o say o guy who jana no ma so.
Officer here we are tough.
But after what? After some few minutes, what happens? These muscles become tired of sustaining your arm. And when I want to say, I want some way,
yeah.
And to say, muscles now is not strong enough to sustain that weight of your arm. Now, after a while, what's now on Sana say,
Jenny.
What's the teacher? Count my son of course. After that, one and what I see you soon.
Doc, maybe some question be will make a statement as to in done. In terms of answer, we are not going to go into the REM sleep, deep sleep, and shallow sleep. And we'll go into very deep sleep and as a shallow now. Does that affect how your body gets the mental signal to turn around? And it's irrespective of that.
Most times it depends. Most times when you get into that deep sleep, mostly internet AI at least by 12 midnight, you should be able to sleep before 12 midnight.
Okay.
Because that's where you get a lot of the deep sleep.
Before midnight. Oh, okay.
Before midnight. It helps you if you're able to sleep before midnight. Now that's where you get a lot of the deep sleep.
Some of us, we are guilty powers. Yes,
sir. Because a lot of the pain that most people are getting, people think just muscular stuff people get into pain. But now you realize that lack of sleep that also influences people's pain. Because what happened, and they say the body needs to go into a point where it needs to relax, rejuvenate, recuperate. Until they can't go vacation.
Yes.
Refreshing. But what to say? The same way, when you're able to go into that deep sleep now, the body is able to restore lost functions. Then you might be repair work.
Exactly. Yeah. Building the cells up. Yeah.
The cells up, as you already know. And it's consistently, you are not giving the body the opportunity to do that. Now, the HNS use. I say, okay. What they are called no man yakwa was me pentem. Mammy. No my way now they caught now their cockroach job. The next time now their cockroach job. A bit baby no. What happens? A bit break it down. The same thing happens to our body. But you know the funny thing though, we will not do that to our cars because we value them. Because we think we bought that car at a price. But sometimes, it hurts me for instance sometimes to think people value their cars than their body.
Yeah, we take our bodies for granted, sort of.
Unfortunately, we will not hand over our cars to somebody else to take care of it. But we want to hand over our body to somebody to be more for our body, like health professionals should be more. Our body should be more important to them than we ourselves.
And so, would you say a lack of knowledge and now say just we don't care?
One, sometimes it's lack of knowledge. It's a combination of both. A lack of one, knowledge, and two, the fact that we think we can always get away with it, or we can always get it back. I'm sorry to tell people.
We literally pay it in our old age.
We pay it in our old age. And sometimes I tell people, I have to say, we'll save it towards retirement. If at this point, my kind of platform say, if at this point, you are around my age, 41, 42, not getting up from sitting, you are struggling to do that. Also, 80. Meaning,
forget it. Forget it.
At this age, now you are struggling with your finances. When do you expect to say, we'll call retirement?
You see? What can I say? What me person will know because what execute a lot of our poor we have to assimilate into. I mean, take a quick message, because there's so much stuff we have to assimilate. And there is Yada.
Hello, beautiful people of Ghana. This is Banahine Specialist Hospital. We are so excited to announce to our people Ghana that we are finally opened and we are accepting patients. At Banahine Specialist Hospital, our extraordinary physicians and nurses are here to provide a high-quality medical service to our extraordinary patients. Our services include primary care services, maternal, neonatal, and pediatric services. We also have an in-house pharmacy. We have x-ray and laboratory services available to you. Come to us for all your healthcare needs and you will be happy you did because we believe the health is wealth. Thank you and stay blessed.
All right, welcome back. I want to welcome you back to Era One Radio. We are broadcasting live on Facebook and YouTube. And in the hot seat tonight is Dr. Ben Opoku Bediako. I mean, he was exuding a lot of filler. I mean, at a point, I think I got overwhelmed. The knowledge was too much. Papa Noah being brutal. I mean, he knows the body from the crown of his head to the source of his. I mean, the name of every nerve, every bone. If you want to call and ask a question, it's 240-280-2633. And if you want to text, it's 510-931-0946. We are live again on Era One, Facebook, and YouTube. And you can get us 24/7. Doc, why are there? What bimpa? You just threw me away. And tonight we're talking about sleeping body alignment, neck pain, and remedy. Let me kind of sometimes you're done. Some of us are done after midnight, and the doc, like I said, it's not a good attitude. We have to change. It's not a good habit. We have to change. And I'll be showing a panel now we cheer because of non-alignment of your body. Pillow no one stack in a jiffy. Remember, doc, I had a question about the anatomy of the neck, but I think you already answered that. You took us through all the trapeze and all the stuff and the shoulders. So be a step, so be any fukrado also cry to me cause bodily pain, which they have to see their doctors. Into doc, at this juncture, how many pillows do we need in a night to sleep?
Ideally, need a pillow there. Ideally, it should be one.
And one there, yeah, they akuko and intercreguma and I say we a phone for the enemy.
Mostly, no, it is recommended the latest foam, no, it helps.
Okay.
But, latest foam, no, kind of like allow some level of adjustment as you sleep, no. For instance, once your body no gain a lot, you exude a lot of heat.
Okay.
Latest hope the foam not like allows that, say the heat, because that heat in a year too much. And none intimate good.
Okay.
18 sometimes one of the recommendations makes it for you to have a good deep sleep. One, the room has to be cool, and then the room has to be completely dark.
Okay. No phone. I mean, no phone lights or no light around.
My kind of platform is to say, I always am against people having TVs in their bedrooms.
Yeah, you see any na high dream.
Melatonin na boa ma ultimately na I road na just sleeping up. Time I why doing so person that not ultimately. The room no have to be dark and have to be cool. Into so what here? Anytime we keep room temperature and some ambient cool temperature. What now would that? Would also around how do you feel?
Yeah.
Compared to the time I always say heat, now we say you always say not air conditioning you are now so we say not even crown. Once if and then you toy away what DMV has say.
Okay.
Most people were able to sleep in. Why? Because the temperature calm down. There's that kind of like cool calmness.
That brings another question. I mean, the cool calmness is very important if you are using the AC. How about ceiling fan? Because at times, that ceiling fan, I say a factor.
It can be a factor. Like I said, we will have one, the noise.
Okay.
It's a factor. Maybe the ceiling fan was a drew and one was a circulating just in heat. And be better sorry no. Your body, like I said, your body already exerts some love, like a lot of heat during that time. It need to cool down. It didn't get our opportunity, It's, and for some people, the air now they get some upper respiratory tract problems because of the air cause. And that is the problem with the fan for most people. And until I say fan say be here, about say. So why would they? Yes, admit that he was a temperature and drop on our would die.
Why
would it say sleep no crying long? Wow, sorry, you see the difference? How deep? And when I say back home, so be person to me that or person or yana or brain or breast ana and no toha want. So basically, what we normally recommend is except like I mentioned once I can the first thing was spine.
Okay.
A S shape. When you sleep you need to be able to maintain that parallel alignment of the spine.
So in reference to that, about the pillow, once a pillow, no bet to me the ato wetiko and also bet to me the ato between neck, tokuno, which is the better position?
Mostly, I would say the most better position is what that keeps your spine in alignment.
Alignment level. Oh, okay.
Like we mentioned, always or they are turning her, na ne corner is it extension. And no, yet, no, they are to her, not a man corner is it. And no, it should be. Sebi, you can't say even Bible cry. Say even for any good thing, it becomes too much and becomes bad.
Exactly, you need moderation.
Everything in moderation. And you know that you need to keep your spine. Sometimes, personally, what I've even found, sometimes the funny thing is that my bedroom, I have all these pillows, but you know, say when I'm sleeping, I have this like this size memory foam.
Okay.
Once that memory foam, you took one now, and
they share I will play mono.
They have a flat one. You see how it is. Once the memory foam, what that's why it
adjust it to your body.
I like that. Anytime, yeah, into me that of always say no. What's the memory foam? No, me that.
Just and that way, advert my memory foam. See, you kotobi.
Because why do you use the memory foam? It fixes the contours of your neck. So when you are sleeping now, why don't you get something that will fit the contours of your neck and assume and make sure say or spine. Anything I say once almost pillows ni bia. Once almost na I keep put so na bear a big put the contours of your neck and me Toby. But I use just a normal memory for not the round one. But
okay.
Flat
one be rectangular shape beside.
Not pillow no pepe. And I use that. The funny thing is that me kotoss me this and me the tome now so na me the laptop so that the heat in it. And I realized me one time me told me they damn say I did say
laptop na enjoy chen one kasapo.
Later on I realized I use my normal pillows and I get the neck pain. But if I sleep on that, and then I realize I get very good sleep. And these are the things that we are advocating. Say, yes, you might want the huge pillows for decoration. Yes, maybe we use Zoom call be an answer only would often be dingo and nobody master can out the only but it does all that.
With that, yeah.
Please get something to make people spine in a very neutral position.
Awesome. Yeah, we need a alignment with the spine. And doc, in terms of sleep hours, what can be about sleep hours? If we should get less than, let's say, we catch us on that 4 hours, but he's okay. But I know it's recommended to get at least 6 hours and collaborate here more. How does that also affect the pain? So be one that enough. Does that also affect you? I mean, gives you more tiredness when you wake up?
Yes, it does. And then once I say kasano, can say a lot of time most people are having chronic pain in the things say because of some muscles and all those things. It's because they say, like you mentioned, we need that at least that 6 hours of sleep.
Okay.
For total restoration. There are a lot of chemical things that actually happen during the sleep time. Some people because their body actually do a lot of restorative work things because throughout the day, when you see the muscles now, you may be brave. At that point, it also send break to rejuvenate. We also need to give our body that kind of a privilege, to recoup and to rejuvenate.
Restore what is
Restore. My means I use this example. Oka cramp no turn of the first thing I catch her say your mouth service time and I'm a boy.
Exactly.
The service time no do now one fan service now. What happens?
We'll be calling you when you're notes on your dashboard.
Person now check engine light, but why? If you keep on pushing it, do baby a car no it break it down.
That's true.
For some of us, and because of her, ye pesika, me about we can my master me bruni, my master me. Remember, say one take it time and rest enough. Say if na we 6 bedroom house, 8 bedroom house now they are for seminal.
And to
Sebi manu de sumuna so ye do funu ne ba hokosim. Na bibia anye ya panyimu ka sem bi kyerem o say bibia anye ya say obi nim wo bre. No wo bewu sebi o manu de sumuna so kwase ewu no ne ba hokote no wa ye de I enjoy.
Remember seminal.
Nyamempangu. So most times, I just say we need to have that balance. Yes, you want to make the money, but please get time to rest so that body now who usually they are making money. The funny thing, and I said, dog, that's the point. The funny thing is that a lot of us kill ourselves to make the money
For somebody to enjoy.
for somebody, and sometimes even apart from that, then later on we try to pay huge sums of money to try to get back the health that we sold to get the money. Then later on we got a reality check. It said even with the advancement of medicine, medicine has its limitations. Most times, when you put what lifestyle changes and surgery and drugs or pills before people choose surgery and then the pills over lifestyle changes
because it's easier for them. Yeah,
they think it's easier for them. But sir, recently there's a study, I think, sir, on one of the member share, they talked about the determinants of health.
Okay.
Do you know, sir, the biggest determinants of health, it is not healthcare. Healthcare forms just about 4% of it. But do you know the funny thing? We spend 80% of our resources on healthcare.
Everything is about lifestyle. That's the way I see it. Lifestyle is all like I said in my introduction. If you keep your sugar level down, the food you eat, you escape obesity and all that stuff. We can control them. But the engine, why not doing it is still good. Oh, maybe the
The funny thing, and then I say, yes, already I see in Nisika. As we forget to say, who see we Nisika or better good food, edio. Because of Kokoto food and any boarding. But we just send a boarding. Compare that to the cost of surgery when you have to do a heart transplant.
That is true.
When you have to do a heart transplant, and I say because of those, those cost millions of dollars, thousands of dollars. After a bedroom, because of that, it makes you broke. Now you are selling it to go do that. But simple lifestyle changes, back and sebio mandos onyansa ya or benum and
now house quality why also fresh one, nice one that was
wine yen chile. Pacho sebi minka sen chile, but sebi chile afanyansa ya
to home and they're true.
One yen sana ube chile later on body no ube sorry no pass all the person the kokoye juma. So sometimes I use the body as a car no one take care of it. Also we need time.
It'll be breaking on you.
You never took it for servicing. You never took it. You can't. Like you said, yes and no service time and do where you check engine light. I know for a feature. No catch it. But you check engine light in the
if so. Dog, we are just a winner bidder.
I also said the funny thing is Dr. Boison, one of the business now no matter how busy, no matter how important that meeting is, no matter how important that trip now is, you are stuck. You are going nowhere.
Yeah, we'll be wasting more time, just by ignoring that little, Yeah. And that's in maintenance. Let me pray to it. I'm catch him. So in terms of oil changing, I can go up to certain mass because I really go by the 5,000. Also, just oil change. I mean, your rotation there, oil change there. Some mileage be. That was so exciting. Now, so Minko YouTube, the maintenance required a plugin. That's fine, but I don't play with my maintenance because 5 minutes now. One can take care of a body and I say, oh, vehicle. It could just see baby. The effects are too much. One, why late for appointment? Won't make for a school. It's a ripple effect. But so we take it 30 minutes for now, 1 hour, and I would respond to a it will help. The same thing applies to our body. So if you say, oh, if you're near the other had the insane or hanty, you're no scores, you're no way, you're no way. If you wait 45 minutes, your body najujo. Obiso to Gan, when you're saying anything to no, contemporary, no, do once or no when you're 90. Not that what to also crash me Bible, which I think can be live good, but it doesn't work that way.
And dog one said the funny thing is that what can I say be a shy said, later on, or Ghana, near so I could stroke, or when you blame Abrewebi and I said, baby.
Exactly.
Or no, and I'm sometimes I tell people say we give the devil and some of these spiritual people, so much.
Yeah, strength. Yeah.
It was obvious. You had no rest. You were eating terribly, and you have no. And sometimes that make physical activity. If you were spending just 30 minutes, for instance, you stayed and do most of the way, you are standing there for a very long time. What have you been put in to build your quads muscles up? What have you been building? What's lower back? What exactly have you been doing to build those lower back muscles? How have you been maintaining it? Zero. You have no physical activity level. Ghana for the Chroma. Neighborhood crow or crowd.
Serious. Yeah, serious. What do I promote me book I'm here for my dissertation, me do a book, no relationship between family income and obesity. A very good. Go to YouTube and get a copy. You have to learn how to do your physical exercises, what it means to eat good, because people have can say, oh man, salad one bowl. No choose to aduane with steak near ya obey choose steak.
Oh yes.
But as we know, our body makes better energy with salad. Because even compared to Daniel, in the days of Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, Okacha Kenny said, don't give us a pusinamine, nenchinam, order my vegetables na a salad na we Ghana for beggars na me a ponchina my salad. But and also and Doctor, me you better wrap up because I know so we are very, very busy. But maybe it's a last question. So, in terms of sleep alignment, does the sleep position affect snoring? Because I know, say, a man they almost 50, 60%, 70% suffer from snoring, which also can affect your sleep quality. Yes. Does the way we sleep, kind of, or bring in, snoring, and I said vice versa?
Yes, mostly what we call the sleep apnea. Anyways, most people like, especially so more down or more back now, and then we say or more nose. I say some of them go into a little bit of extension. Into there's a little bit of occlusion, in the nasal cavity. Anyways, and so some of them get that, the snoring, because of that. Into for those people, I recommend someone yet the sideline. Because almost side now it decreases the snoring. We say because sometimes for some people they have to even do the sleep study because of sleep apnea just to be able to open the
airways
for them to be able to have normal breathing, because if that one is also truncated, it also affects the quality of sleep. And those are some of the nuances that we have to deal with.
So is there a remedy for snoring?
Yes, there's a remedy. Mostly, say if you talk to the respiratory specialists, anyways, and they're able to now they have the, like I said, so more some machines and other things are a very portable or which may use to help with sleep apnea and some of these snoring, anyways. Now those things are there to help you if you have such problem. Once at those times, what's what base now we have those times, what change your position that was side and I was not ahead.
Yeah.
That helps because once the airwaves, those it needs to be open for that breathing to happen. It's when you are not getting enough opening of the airwaves and match some of this snoring anyway. Ever.
Oh, Doc, yeah, that's from a member. Man message, and common getting Sunday, China Sunday, there, so omoba. I'm so last week, common menti. May bomb jenga no maka, say last week, near Antio Monka, and as some omoba, or my member click near employ.
They are 4 women. They are beautiful with brains. They are eloquent, decent, wise, and experienced. You have heard many, the funny. Now, it's time to hear the experience and the brainy. Meet Selena, Dorcas, Gifty, and Annette as they present the real Incommon Getting. Incommon biaye sesi chain. The as in takre no assume the real Incommon Getting. Showing live this and every Sunday, 7 p.m. on Era One Radio on Facebook and on YouTube, Era One Radio and our Taibo channel. Kaise, so we see the real Incommon Getting ya. What brabon tete? We nyan konkonsa. We the real Incommon Getting.
Welcome back to Era One Radio. We are broadcasting live on Facebook and YouTube. This is live. This is not a recorded. It's live. You are listening to us as we're doing it now. And on the other side of the studio is my handsome brother, very learned, smart man, Dr. Benjamin Opoku Bediako. Waben, unsa sometimes obi ho na waben, so na ne ho nye fe. Sebi sebi nka se obi mu ya ahia na sebi sebi, but obi beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder, and it's different. Obi ho na waben, but na oni physique no. Obi also na physique no, so wa bon kwa che in first grade on classes. Since ya da Opoku Dr. Opoku Bediako say imbre, I know so no fee another program, no rush into the studio to give us the support. If you listen to her, you can tell say man waben or taking anatomy and physiology, taking those classes very seriously. And so I just want to remind you about Era One program. We are 24/7 radio broadcast. On Mondays, Biano, Yenson program, Dr. Our brother Kobe, or the news from Ghana across the globe to, alert us what is going on. And at the same time, right after his program, he broadcasts from 6 to 7, actually from 7 to 8. And 6 to 7, we have a finance program. Muamaba, Krumha, Maya Juma, Office Beskana Unyano. No, maybe sometimes it could be mismanagement. Come listen to this financial premiere and advise yourself. Learn how to invest, which ones to invest in, which ones not to go. It's very important. And on Tuesdays, from 6 to 7, I come your way with a divine connection. And maybe also Dr. Our brother Pastor Boedi also comes to do the devotion series. On Wednesday, Kobe comes back to give us highlights of the day, and then Wednesdays, I think Thursday I come back with the divine connection, and then in Breno of Thursday, our brother Ejotu or the Awarimun Summer Brain, very adult life program, it's very interesting. And Fridays, will count your blessings. Our brother is CM, and then the wife, my nice program, SDA based people. So my hymns need to be, and you want to listen. And Saturday, right in the morning from 6. Now, once now Dr. Ostus will tune the train of Maryland over Seattle, Florida. So catching now our birthday fit we so wishing for Obeyama. Now Sunday, and of course, we have the Nkomo Kete coming from 7 to 8. And I forgot on Thursday in Wilson, since I was sports program. More follow sports, and very soon you'll go back to World Cup. If you are listening and following, Ghana is also preparing for some of these things, and you have to listen. All right, so Dr. Ben, it's been a pleasure having you. I know some of my closing remarks. It's almost an hour when we started. Started a little bit. I think 6:45 into. We wanted to give our listeners that one about at the same time. So maybe our time because I know so if studio or another engagement team. Please give us your concluding remarks, and then we'll kick it off from there.
Don't get me say, I would say thank you so much for being on this platform. Now, me catch your team for and say, don't assume a particular position for way too.
Okay.
Person, whether sleeping, whether sitting, whatever you're doing, sustain postures without the tolerance for it, and it becomes a problem.
Okay.
Immediately, when you're pain, you get what we call delayed onset muscle soreness. You get it. I had to say, Wako gym, for the first time. We say after 3 days,
Yeah.
Any friend delayed onset muscle soreness because you did more, or your body is now trying to get adjusted to.
Adjusted.
And it might be into the most. I tell people start gradually, even like. Whatever your activity is, so your work involves build your back muscles, do activity specific stuff. The same, I call them the maintenance work.
Okay.
Let's have it at the back of your mind. They say, with neck, with back, with shoulder, whatever you use it for, they need to be maintained. Into the same way, I would car for service. Make decisive. I wouldn't need a year. Talk to a licensed professional. Let them help you out. If you have any concerns, and any the good thing about group hack, talk to someone. The necessary recommendations are there. Era One has been a good resource. With your questions in the back, like your health is your wealth, and is a good platform. Bet me the questions number. You bet me you see the question as a discussion point.
Exactly. Yeah.
You out. We are here to help each and everyone. I think, sir, in Nano, we are trying to create a healthy community among ourselves and all our listeners. Because he believes they say, oh, I want dinner, well shared, makes all of us happy.
That's true.
That is what we want to do in this. All the problems be specific ones, just send it to us. If it is within our professional ways here, we'll help you to problem solve so that you can live a healthy quality life.
Thank you very much, Dr. Benjamin Opoku Bediako. Abrofunu, why did you almost say an apple a day keeps the doctor away? But even after eating the apple, we still want to have the doctor around to give us all the vibes and all the advice. Health is worth protected. We have only one life to live. I don't know about reincarnation. Be a one share life no back open and one share so you know be a nan on somehow the same Uba say Jamo and I say cramai into one body not the amount of exercise. And now most men we have excuse or medium many exercise, but motherhood also on there and pass on or exercise, which well I don't want to buy it. But do physical exercise, stretch your body. Walk around and run and do something. Man, because make exercise. It doesn't pay. You are not doing your body good. Into Doc, thank you very much. I know, like I said, we are a frequent flyer. Still, we'll counterpoints into. You best say share obium. I know, say we'll have another topic and you will come and share your knowledge because in India, knowledge now our school. Although say near student loan, but still, you have to share your knowledge with us because it's a gift that God has given you. You are endowed with that knowledge into. I hope so you will come back pretty soon. We'll have another topic. And so, our listeners, thanks to Dr. Ostus for making this platform available. Thanks to my health team, Dr. Opoku and the others, Dr. Marion and Sister Vera. On behalf of them, I'm your host, Dr. Charles Boison. I want to thank you for listening. You can go to YouTube, go to Facebook, and replay. This is something you can't buy anywhere. And I want to thank Dr. Opoku Bediako so much because he is not charging for this service. Do you know how much consultation, costs? But Doc, I don't take some of these things for granted because I know, say, your education was very expensive. You had to pay. Be away a lot with student loan. Yeah, they chill, but some of us we paid for it. And to knowledge now, Yamisha now keep sharing. Well, I'm sorry, sir. By the forgiveness, I'm so dodgy into one, but still, we'll see if the forgiveness will hit us. So, thank you for sharing your knowledge. I pray, sir, whatever, like we say in Christian circles, whatever virtues come out of you, God will replenish you. So keep learning, keep sharing, and to my audience, we will see you again next week, Saturday, from same time, from 6 to 7. Doc, Yamisha, until Rebecca Seche. Bye-bye.
Bye.
C'est mon père, ça me fait bien tiens. Tu me fais dire non kotu, era one radio. C'est mon père, tu me fais bien tiens. Tu me fais dire non kotu, era one radio. Oh,